Well, it's quite the story we have here, folks. China's football boom started off with a bang, but unfortunately, it ended in a whimper. They had big dreams, ambitious plans, and even bigger wallets. President Xi Jinping had a vision to transform China into a football superpower by 2050, and it seemed like nothing could stand in their way. They wanted to play in a World Cup, host the tournament, rank among FIFA's top 20 teams, and ultimately become a World Cup champion. The stage was set, and the Chinese Super League emerged as the biggest spender in the football world during the 2016-17 winter transfer window. The Chinese Super League turned heads with its astronomical wages, attracting some of the world's top players to the Far East. Carlos Tevez, Hulk, and Oscar were just a few of the big names who made the move to China, enticed by the prospect of lucrative contracts and the opportunity to be part of a football revolution. The numbers were mind-boggling, with transfer fees and salaries reaching unprecedented heights. Shanghai Port FC splurged a staggering £60 million to bring Chelsea midfielder Oscar to China, and Carlos Tevez was offered a mind-boggling contract worth £650 per week when he joined Shanghai Shenhua in 2016. That's right, £1 a second for the former Manchester United and City striker. At the time, it seemed like China had it all figured out. The future looked bright, and the rest of the world watched in awe as they poured money into their football infrastructure. President Xi's plan included building 50,000 specialist football schools within 7 years, and getting 50 million schoolchildren involved in the sport. To create a new generation of footballers, stadiums were constructed at a rapid pace, with real estate firms seeing an opportunity to invest in the president's vision. Developers bought shares in clubs to gain access to the land available for development, and shiny new stadiums began to dot the Chinese landscape. It was a sight to behold, and it appeared that China's football dream was well on its way to becoming a reality. But as quickly as the dream had materialized, it started to crumble. The reality of the situation began to sink in, and the cracks in the foundation of Chinese football started to show. The extravagant spending, the hasty planning, and a lack of sustainable growth strategies began to take their toll. China's football ambitions were hit hard by a combination of factors. The COVID-19 pandemic brought the sport to a standstill, causing financial turmoil and disruption across the globe. The struggling Chinese economy faced additional challenges, and the financial crisis only worsened the situation. The Chinese Super League clubs found themselves in dire straits. Guangzhou Evergrande, the most successful team in the Chinese Super League's history, accumulated a staggering £240 billion in debt, raising serious concerns about the club's future. Other clubs faced similar financial struggles, unable to sustain the astronomical wages they had promised to their star players. The repercussions were felt throughout the league, with stories emerging of players going unpaid and even being sent home with their own kit to clean in an attempt to avoid further bills. Renato Augusto, Fernando Martins, and Miranda were just a few of the foreign footballers who had their contracts terminated and lodged complaints with FIFA about payments that never arrived. The once thriving Chinese football landscape was now marred by instability, uncertainty, and broken promises. On the international stage, China's national teams also faced significant setbacks. The men's national team failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, dropping to a disappointing 78th in the FIFA rankings. The women's national team struggled to break into the top 10, failing to meet the expectations set for them. The optimism that had surrounded China's football resurgence quickly evaporated, replaced by disappointment and frustration. The once promising stadiums that had been built to showcase China's football prowess now stood as empty monuments to a dream that had turned into a nightmare. Despite the grandeur of the infrastructure, the stadiums lacked the bustling crowds and electrifying atmosphere that makes football so special. The Chinese fans, it seemed, were not as passionate about the sport as had been anticipated. The lack of visibility and popularity posed a significant challenge, and even the presence of multi-million-pound stars was not enough to attract sufficient supporters. to justify the enormous investment. One striking example of this was the construction of a £1.4 billion, 100-capacity stadium in Guangzhou by Chinese property giant Evergrande. Chairman Zhu Jian had grand plans for the stadium, envisioning it as a world-class landmark comparable to the Sydney Opera House and the Dubai Burj Khalifa. It was supposed to be a symbol of Chinese football going global. A testament to their ambitions, however, the project was halted, and the half-finished stadium, along with the land it occupied, was seized by the local government to be auctioned off. The dreams of a football empire were replaced by billions in debt, and a stark reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. In May of last year, China withdrew as hosts of the 2023 Asian Cup, and the Workers' Stadium, once bustling with anticipation, became a ghost venue. The tournament moved on, but China's absence spoke volumes. The once promising football destination had lost its shine, and it seemed like a distant memory of what could have been. So, what can Saudi Arabia learn from China's cautionary tale? Well, the Middle East nation is currently making significant investments in football, with Cristiano Ronaldo's arrival from Manchester United in December 2020 to serving as a prime example. The Saudi market is already showing signs of an upturn, and there is a sense of optimism surrounding their football ambitions. However, it is crucial for Saudi Arabia to tread carefully, avoiding the pitfalls that befell China. To avoid a similar fate, Saudi Arabia must prioritize careful planning, sustainable investment, and the creation of a supportive ecosystem for the sport. Learning from China's mistakes, they should avoid overpaying for aging stars who are past their prime. Instead, the focus should be on fostering local talent, nurturing grassroots development, and ensuring the long-term growth of the sport. Building a strong football infrastructure, investing in training facilities, and promoting youth development programs are all crucial steps to sustainably build a successful football culture. It's not just about attracting big names and flashy stadiums. It's about cultivating a genuine passion for the game, fostering a deep-rooted footballing culture that will stand the test of time. Saudi Arabia has the opportunity to learn from the missteps of others and carve out a unique path to suck. With careful planning, strategic investments, and a commitment to sustainable growth, Saudi Arabia's football ambitions can flourish. The journey may be challenging, but with the right approach, they can avoid the pitfalls that derailed China's football dream, and ultimately become a force to be reckoned with on the global football stage. In the end, only time will tell whether Saudi Arabia can steer clear of the boom and bust cycle that plagued China. As football fans around the world watch with anticipation, we can only hope that the lessons of the past are heeded, and the future of Saudi Arabian football is one of sustained success and genuine footballing greatness. And you, if you were the king of Saudi Arabia, what would you do to not be like China? Goodbye, folks. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed the content and found it entertaining and informative. See you next time. Until then, goodbye and take care.